Hi everyone. How's everyone doing? I have a cat in my lap today, so we are blessed. We're blessed with this creature. This is Squidge, by the way. Say hi, Squidge. Squidge or Squidgy. She also goes by. Yeah, and she's a cute little feller. So today I'm streaming live from Vancouver, BC. Well, you know, same as last time. Hi, Ine. Yeah. And right now it's kind of getting chilly weather. Hey, Grapplebug, thanks for joining. And also spooky. Yeah. Spooky season is upon us. Oh! So spooky. Squidgy. Has anyone been watching, you know, spooky shows, spooky horror movies, anything like that? Live from Vancouver. Yeah, that's right. That's right. She's just on my knee here, Squidge. Oh, but I guess we'll see how long she's there. Yeah, she's gonna move around. It's really her stream, to be honest. But we're gonna deal with all this and have a cool stream today. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Adrian Talens, and I'm a music composer, most primarily for video games. So I write soundtracks for games, and I can show you kind of what we'll be working on today. Yeah, it's quick, G. Yeah. Okay. Here, let's switch over to just this desktop here. Oh yeah, I have a new setup, by the way, and basically you'll be able to see the notes that I'm playing from my audio software here when I load it up too. I kind of like this setup because it looks like I have a really long arm. Like I go. You can't hear anything right now, but we'll get to that. So, if you were here last time, whoa, it's bright for me. This is Woten DX Traveler's Dream. It's the game that I'm working on. Let's switch it over here. Maybe it'll be less bright. And the lead developer is in the chat there, Grapplebug. So we're doing a crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter, and basically we're getting funds from anyone. Like if you wanted to donate to this, you would help make this video game come to life and help kind of bring it to the world here. So since I'm in charge of making all the music for it, I thought I'd do a bunch of streams where I could show the songs that I've written from the earliest version of the song and then to the latest version of the song, and then you could kind of see the progression and decisions why I've made certain things that way, and how the song came to be, got brought to life there. So where we left off here, we're going to start off with Friday's theme. And Friday's one of the characters in... Getting a little raspy here. I'm going to take some tea. So I got some initially when Grapplebug told me about this character, and so I would have a better idea of what music sort of to write for the character. He gave me some notes here, and this was the very initial sort of notes. And I've redacted here for spoilers. Oh, you can't see that. For now, I'm just gonna minimize that. So Friday is a preeminent Norse goddess associated with love, fertility, beauty, and fine material possessions. She is the foremost practitioner of the art of Teer, a form of magic principally concerned with discerning and altering the course of destiny. Nintendo of America says Super Adrian Talens Bros 64. It's me, Nintendo. Hi, Nintendo. That's a great game there. Super. Yeah, welcome to the chat. She holds insight into the desires of others, making her incredibly powerful as a deity. Woten desires above all else the acquisition of ever greater wisdom and knowledge. As such, she can reveal 2 esoteric words of power to Woten. And then there's a spoiler there, so... Neither Friday nor Woten know the true meaning of these words of power, which are later to be revealed to be... don't know, can't tell you. Feel like you're going to have to piece that together yourself when the game comes to life. So I had my own notes of this. Reveal the spoilers. In this instance, I've deleted the spoilers already. So you're going to have to ask Grapplebug for that. So taking this, I had my own ideas of where to start with the song. I kind of wanted to try something ethereal sounding, maybe a harp or a distant marimba and bells, or a pan flute. Kind of slow, but have an arpeggio part that's maybe busy in the chorus. Spoilers, actually, if you want to know a lot more of the lore, you might want to join our Discord. and if you peek around there, you'll be able to find some things. And I don't have the link on me to the Discord, but if anyone has the Woten DX link, feel free to post a link there. So this is a very early version here. I use this software, Guitar Pro 5, to sketch out tracks. Oh, you know what? It's so bright because I turned the final boss is Guy Fieri. Yeah, he's that's a stretch goal. We could get Guy Fieri to voice all of the characters. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna be right back and lower the brightness of my monitor because I'm sure this is like I'm gonna have a suntan, you know? I'm gonna have to do that. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. And I think this is better. Yeah, we can work with that for sure. Oh yeah. So let's play this. This is it is a program I use to just sketch out musical ideas. So this is one of the very early iterations for Friday. I feel like the vibe is kind of a little there, but it's definitely kind of rough around a lot of the edges in the intro part and in the end part here. So that kind of turned into... Here I'm more playing around with more of the sound a little. So I'm looking for the harp sort of sound that I kind of wanted. It's a little different to it. Here, was the closest of the early version of what I was kind of picturing in my head here. Here, I'll load this next one up. Okay. Here, let's see this in action now. So, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we can see it in action first. So, yeah, here. There's a few different layers here. I still haven't kind of chosen everything. This is actually a cool synth here. It was very popular in kind of, I think it's maybe sometime between the 90s and 2000s. So you'll hear this sound. It's the Korg M1 synth. And they made a software version of it too. So here, the rest of the layers here, Super Audio Cart. Now, you can listen to the other ones. I did want a kind of a layer of this. Oh, hey, thanks for joining. Yeah. See you next time. And so here, I believe the chord, I'll just bring up the chord progression here. It's in the key of D. That's a D major here. Or you can play it here. So I'll just play the end here, and then you can kind of see how. So if that were to end there, and the starting of the chord is, or the song, there's F add 9. Yeah, I'll play that. So what's that? That's like. Yeah. That's a nice sound. Whoa. Yeah, so I didn't finish the song in this version, but I thought we'd take a look at that. Oh, I think I must have went back here to sort of, refine little bits. So let's see. And here I'm just refining the notes. Not so much the actual sound of it. Yeah, here this part here with the arrows, that's actually kind of like a strum. So you would, like you're playing a guitar or a fast arpeggio on a piano. And that sort of articulation makes like a nice detail. And then here, let's go to the final music session of this piece. By Nintendo of America. Wow, all of Nintendo, huh? Really going places. Here, check this out. let's take a peek at each track here. So you can sort of see everything is sort of in layers, but instead of having every layer play the same series of notes, I've sort of added and subtracted. You can kind of see there's cutout of parts missing, so that it has more of a dynamic flow to it, and you don't always hear the same instrument all the time. The lights are hypnotizing? Yeah, ooh. I wonder if it's like, if you don't have synesthesia, which is some people they hear sound, but they also see sound, I guess this is, yeah, you could just get this set up and then, or just watch my streams. Yeah. I'm sure it's different, but here. So here's the harp. And I have an EQ here, an equalizer, and what that is basically you can see the whole frequency spectrum, but you can also cut or add certain things. So, for instance, in this particular track, I thought it was too harsh in the high sort of area here, and I didn't want that to stand out particularly, so I cut it. I put a shelf there. Here's without it. Kind of like pokes a bit too much. There's with it on, and I'll put the whole thing. It just kind of, it all adds up, because this is so percussive where you hear it's kind of the notes almost stabbing at you. I didn't want it to feel like that for your ears, so. And high frequencies generally, it has a tendency to kind of fatigue your ear. Oh, I will stream more. Yeah, I'm definitely, enjoying I've fine-tuned things since last time, I think so, but, having a good time here. Here's another one. Here, same sort of concept. I'll take the highs, the EQ off here. That's a little. It almost sounds too closer, but I don't want it to sound too close. In a way that I still want the mid-range and the lower for you to pay attention to. See this one. This is a kind of music box soundtrack. I don't want the notes to stab your ears. Yeah, what can you say? I'm a thoughtful guy. Okay. Here too. Kind of like, I feel like I'm shaving away, at this sculpture. There, it's a little harsh there. And you know what? I don't think Friday's about that. Here's another one. Yeah. Let's go here. What else we got? This other harp. Yeah, this one's more of a subtle one. And there's a choir part. Yeah, so that's kind of how I went about this track. And here I can actually show you. This is the in-game pixel art by Grapplebug. Grapplebug made all the pixel art or overseed at least the direction of a lot of it, of the whole game. That's Friday, as you will see in the game. And I also do have the key art by David Liu, which is here. I can show it side by side too. Yeah. Oh, Am I blocking it a bit? There. Here, we'll go. So each of the tracks kind of have a, well, not all of them, but in this case, Friday's theme has a preamble to it, which is, it's a more ambient version of the main melodies and the song, whole song itself. Before you meet these characters, you have a sense of what they are, or you have some hints with her by hearing this sort of music, this preamble. Grapplebug says, by the way, we drew her up like one of those old Greek statues at first, but in the final game, we'll give her some stone form an outfit to wear. Oh, yeah. Great, yeah. So how I started is, since I already had the theme of Friday written, then, and I knew I wanted to make a more sort of chill ambient version, I decided to slow it down a bit. And also, this is just the sus4 chord at the end there that I broke into it, and just to kind of hear what chord I'm working with. And then after that, I exported the MIDI from that and brought it into Reason to make, get a lot more sound selection out of here. Mm-hmm. So here's a lot more of just kind of experimenting with the sounds. There's a lot of layers here, and this is before I've done a process of culling and just choosing the ones that I want. So you can even just see what I've chosen. I'll just play it all at once, and you can see might be, oh, yeah, decided to close there. So we're gonna open it again. I do like the sort of the grounding in the mythology, like Greek mythology or Norse mythology. But, you take a little different spin on it. Let's try it again. Here. Put this back up. Oh, you know what? It's gonna close again. So when this file's being temperamental. Okay, we're gonna try another one. Where's Squidge? Squidgy! At some point, her feeder is gonna go off again, I'm sure. You can catch that. Okay, let's try this. Whoa! I don't know what's going on. Let me play this audio file. Oops. Yeah, okay, so we're getting audio. Let me see, is that reason like running in the background? No, not really. Okay, well, we'll try. Third time's a charm, as they say. Sus. Hit play. Oh, here we go. So this is now kind of the final, actually. I'll turn it down a little bit. So you can hear Friday's melody, which is kind of like in these notes. But it's really drawn out more. And all these blocks here that are kind of sketched out, they're ones that they're muted, actually. So again, I took everything and then I just muted the parts so it would be more dynamic. So you can have different sounds shine at different times, and you wouldn't get bored of it. Here, I'll solo this. So you can hear the different sounds here. A lot of these kind of sound distant, which, gives you a hint at what's to come with the main theme. Oh, I'm glad you really, really love them, Grapplebug. Here's another one. And then this one only kind of played in the beginning here, but I thought it was really compelling sound to use those. Oh, I see when I mute that, the keyboard doesn't, so what I should do is solo this and solo this one. There, and you can be mesmerized by the lights. Let's check this one out. This one's kind of like you're walking through snow almost. This one reminds me of, there's a sound that it's like you're breathing almost. So it kind of gives a little air of mystery to it. That chord too is wonderful with, there's like a little tension. I do think of Secret of Mana too. Yeah. An Ice Forest vibe. Which is, that Secret of Mana soundtrack is definitely an inspiration to some of the sounds and music you'll hear in the game here. Here's more of a low, kind of drony bit. Let's skip ahead, check this one out. This is like a little twinkling, It's buried in there, but the sound's there. Yeah, this is like, the great outdoors or something. By the way, the names here, they're kind of the presets in Super Audio Cart that a lot of these have been tweaked a bit, but gives you a hint at kind of what it sounds like too. That one's also an interesting sound I wanted to put in. This one's Frozen Wonder, so there's an ice sort of. Oh, it's sort of like, sounds like a voice when you play it here. Yeah, I wonder if I can just play something, like so you can see. And there's a filter to it too, like almost like a vocoder, but that was a cool sound. Yeah, I wanted to put that in here. Knowing that, let's just take a listen to everything again. I'll put it at this section. Here, so some parts are being introduced, and then at some parts they're taken away. I'm gonna go through the rack a little. See if there's anything interesting here to point out. Here's another EQ with probably, the same sort of idea. If I want one sound not to overtake the other one. Here, let me solo this one too. That's this one here. Yeah, so if this is bypass, taken off. There, that's a little too, with everything going on, it's like a little too in your face. So I want to put it in the background a bit. So shelving the highs is a good way to do that. Oh yeah, here there's a plugin called Shaper Box, and they have sort of a volume shaper. So where is that? I'll make this one the only one playing. I'll show you what that's all about. So in this right now, I mentioned sort of a breathing sound to it. And that's because I've drawn sort of an automation here. I'll move it over here, sorry. On an automation here. So that it kind of goes to the tempo. Here you can see I'll put a click tempo here, right? This is just a slow metronome for a reference. I'll turn it off now. But if you can imagine the volume swelling and then going back down. So this was a nice sort of shape that I wanted to have. And you can hear it here. You can hear it without it. I'll take it out. It's just like too much, You don't get that cool breathing effect. So I'll put it back here. Yeah, and by the way, this is what I sound like when I snore. It's kind of like white noise. No, I don't snore. Because I don't think I do. At least I know I do. Yeah. But that would also be cool if I had just a sample. I record a sample of me snoring. And I just hide it in there. But I'd have to try to snore because I've already established that I don't snore. And that would be difficult. we're gonna go to Teer's theme. I snore beautifully. Yeah, it's just like white noise. I think my superpower is if I were to snore, then it makes other people fall asleep too, because it's just so relaxing, right? Before we go into the next theme, let's check on our Kickstarter. I'll hit refresh here. The thing about running Kickstarter is like, you like check it every day, or like you refresh it all the time. And okay, yeah, here. So I think we're at about 40%. Here, I know it's you skip to the end here. It'll say, yeah, we're at 40%. So, again, if you want to back the Kickstarter, I can actually talk about some of the cool rewards that you get for it. There was a mock-up of a mixtape. That's a physical mixtape of the soundtrack. And it looks something similar to that. It's just a mock-up. But we just thought it's like such a cool idea that in the game you collect the mixtape and then you could get a physical, it's just like kind of goes well together. And that would be and in real life you can collect, right? So yeah, we'll put the mixtape music there. There was also like a t-shirt. Where is that? I'm gonna just search t-shirt. I'm gonna just search shirt. There's another mock-up, but yeah, it'll, the key art there, which is really cool. And, the design will evolve for I think what people would want too. So, and one of the cool things about doing Kickstarters also, or pledging to, if you really wanted some of the higher tiers, you get to be a greater part of the game. You could help. You could, if there's something like you want in the game, you could work with our designer Grapplebug, and you could have like a cool statue or something drawn in there that like an item, and then you're part of it. You're actually part of this cool game that we're making. Here's an example of one. T-shirt, postcards, enamel pin. Oh yeah, and the pin's really cool. You got that little guy. You got Woten. And you could headbutt. You just pin it to whatever you want there. And you get your name in the credits on some of the tiers there. Yeah, so something to check out. Design items, creatures, characters, and more. Yeah, I think that's so cool. Let me drop a link in the chat here for you. There you go. All right, and back to Teer's theme. Teer's theme's one I really personally think is really cool. So here's some notes that Grapplebug gave me, and I have like a background music. See, it's ambient. It's one of the ambient tracks actually. So at least there's something here. So Teer also goes by okay, obviously you know how to pronounce it, is a heroic Norse god of war, law, and justice. He's a divine juror before whom oaths are sworn. He is associated with legal decisions and the principles of justice surrounding war. To the ancient Norse, war and law are seen as explicitly interlinked because they were honorable systems for the resolution of disputes. Just a side note, like this, to be part of a project, and like if you wonder what kind of music you want to write, and then Grapplebug comes along and he gives you such detailed, deep kind of something to mull over to translate into music. No, I think it's I appreciate it, I guess, you know? He's a decisive, self-reliant, sincere, honest, and sterling. He is associated with the honorable aspects of war and single combat, as opposed to Thor, who is associated with pure warrior skill, and Woten, who is associated with victory through knowledge, wisdom, and psychological deception. And so all of that, very detailed. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it a adventurous sounding RPG world map like a Royal March. That's where I wanted to start with things. So I just rolled with that sort of idea. And here's the sketch again. Very early sketch. So the march aspect, you know, it comes with the snare drum here. That's the feel. And also this timpani part. Yeah. I'll actually mute those two. Oh, and also the trumpet here, you know, because brass is kind of has a regal feeling. It can. And then here's some just kind of ideas I was workshopping, or just not finished yet. I wasn't sure where they would fit. See, I feel like I want to march. Oh, Gideon, thank you. I'm glad you love my music. So I worked a lot on even just getting this first initial sort of sounding track. Here I kind of pieced together things more. That other part ended up being this. And here there's like a cool art part, like a lead. The chords with it. This section is kind of... Oh. Pablo says, just wanted to say that I've been lurking here since you started, and your stream is really what I needed after a long day of work. Oh, and a heart. And I also wanted to say hi. Wow, thank you so much. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, and you know, I don't know, little comments like that make it worth the planning and preparing, and this is stuff for a long time I've been wanting to sort of share my process of the music, and even just I feel like it can be hard to be social, and I've tried different avenues, but live streaming seems like one that is really interesting to me, and I want to keep doing more. So thank you. It's really nice to hear that from you. And then here's another. Yeah, so this part I wrote. There's a cool chord here. That's a cool descend down there. I wrote in the intention of, because this is meant to be in the video game Woten DX, that it's gonna loop. So there would be, I wanted to make a section where it almost sounded natural, where it plays the section and then it loops back to the beginning. So it hasn't. That's where that started. Here, let's bring back the desk cam. Ooh, light it up, you know. And if there's like audio people that are wondering how this all works here, you're basically taking a MIDI output, well, and sending it out of your DAW back into the Lumi. So then it knows what notes are playing, and then it plays the notes. And it works two ways though, too. So you can play it. Oh, whoops. And then it also sends it back. So. Here's the sort of piano arrangement version. Kind of just helps arranging to me when I see. Also, if I hear everything with the same instrument, and I kind of have an idea of what works, what not, what doesn't work. Yeah, so let's go now to which is basically the final. Here, I have the chord progression here. Key of C, C major. Oh, I should get this out playing first. Also, thank you to everyone lurking. You're cool too if you want to lurk. But of course, very welcome if you want to chat or type in chat. Also, this whole stream is I'm very much open to kind of question and answer type thing. So if you have anything related, I'm, happy to hear you out and hopefully help you. Okay. We're getting sound here. Oh, Gonzalo. Hey, look. Got a keyboard. All right. I think that was, if I'm remembering right, there was a request for a keyboard. This section's I was gonna loop again, right? So I wrote this section. So it'll loop back here. Yeah, there. And I thought that was a mighty fine way to loop back. It's almost like in maybe like pop music where they have a bridge. So you hear kind of the same thing for a while, and then you're like, "Oh, new section." That's a lot of bridges are written to sound different, but also the same, And then so your ear doesn't get tired of the musical content, and then they hit you back with the chorus, and I think that's fun, Ine says, this makes me feel like I can actually accomplish stuff as I march forth. Oh, yeah. What tasks is everyone doing when they listen to this? You're doing your chores? You're washing dishes? Beautiful loop. Thanks. Glad I could catch the stream. Won't be talking too much, making dinner. It's nice to hear the cool music. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. I actually took, you remember I was writing in Guitar Pro, which is the program I used to sometimes to sketch ideas. I ended up liking a lot of those tracks, and I just exported, even though they sounded rudimentary, like this. Everything with a waveform here. And I just blended it with, let's say, something more with using a VST, something more maybe Super Nintendo-y sounding, a little more hi-fi. And then I slapped on what's it called? SNES Verb. That's just to give it a little more vibe, you know? So it wouldn't be straight up MIDI sounding. General MIDI sounding. Let's hear a few more. This is almost like a harmony, I guess, you know? You wouldn't normally notice it because everything's put together with the... Yeah, I kind of labeled some of them. So here's a low. And then if you add in a medium part. And then here's a higher part. Actually, I'll add this layer too. Oh, yeah, because I'm soloing it. You don't see the lights, you know? Gotta have the lights. Wait. Has there been no lights playing this whole... Because I normally have a MIDI out track. Actually, let me see. Oh no, there it is. Yeah, so where is that? Where are you hiding? Confusion. Trumpet. Oh! Wait, what? Why is that labeled trumpet? This is a... Yeah, this is all the MIDI. So it could send back to the keyboard here, so it lights up. That's why when I solo one, that means this gets muted, and then you wouldn't see that. But if you do use Reaper and would like to know how that's done, I can show you very quickly. So you have your MIDI notes here, and this route button. You route it back to the Lumi block, which is the keyboard. Kind of just like in Reason. Yeah. Yeah, so that's Teer's theme. I guess I'm partial to, you know, I wanted to write an RPG sounding world map theme, just because I also like RPGs and played it a lot growing up. So that was fun to write. So since Teers has a preamble also, just like Friday. Oh, yeah, actually, I'm skipping ahead of myself. You haven't even seen what Teer looks like yet. Yeah. There he be. He's got like one arm, and he's holding his like sword there. I guess, well, one arm because... Wait, actually, here's Teer. Here's the key art David Liu wrote. Ah, where's his arm? Did he lose it in combat? You know? That's kind of cool. That, you know, it's nice to have some representation like that too. So that's cool. He looks cool as hell. Green and sort of gold armor there. Yeah. Was there another photo I had? So Grapplebug also has these in. Oh, Grapplebug says his arm was bitten off by the King of Wolves long ago. Damn. That's pretty badass, I guess. Not just any wolf, because I mean, like, if you got the King of Wolves, at least you got a story there to tell. And he says, "Oh, that's great art. Looks cool indeed." Yeah. And this is one of the. So in the game, you can collect sort of notes that are left behind, journal entries. So you have a little insight into the characters and everything like that. And here's a little about Teer. He who woke first from the stone and set the underpinning. Wow, mysterious. Makes me want to know about more about him. You know, like what's the underpinning? Yeah, I want to know. But it gives you detail to a larger story that's kind of going on. Yeah, the illustrations are really great by David Liu, who's doing all the key art, for our campaign here in the game. Oh yeah, so back to Teers, the preamble. Oh, yeah, play the game or help us fund so you can get a cool scene of maybe that going on in our Kickstarter. Slowed down, Oh, so slow. Here I literally just slowed everything down, so it's not quite ready yet. You can't just slow down a track. I mean, you could, but it's too maybe predictable, and you know what's going on. So, but that was at least a base for me to work with. And because this is an ambient track, I approached it the same way as Teers, or as Friday's theme, Friday's preamble. Loading. It needs some elevator music, maybe. Something that automatically plays elevator music when I load something. Okay. No, let's bring this back. Oh, this sounds... Is there another one? Okay. So here actually kind of some of the same sounds, but because the chords are different, you still get the vibe, but also the only thing with this at its current state is I still think there's too many, as you can see, kind of like I have muted some things, but there's not enough dynamics where you hear one section and then you hear another section, but it's a little bit different instrumentation and the sounds become introduced and then taken away. So that's what this one's for. I'll load it up. I don't I know what to do. I know what to do. I have a. I don't know if I'll do this. No promises, but I have a guitar-lele. It's kind of a ukulele, or imagine a guitar, but it's the size of a ukulele, and it has 6 strings. So then, if something's really loading, like I just pull it out, and play a bit. And here's everything. Now you can see more parts are muted. I think it has a better flow to it. It's more consolidated. I think that's one tuned like a guitar. It's tuned like you put a capo on the 5th fret. So it's in A standard, I guess it would be. So everything sounds higher pitch. I don't have it. It's in like a case somewhere. But I can, I'll probably next stream I'll bust it out. And I think I'm gonna be streaming again on Thursday. Just make sure you're like subscribed to the YouTube channel and check out my Twitter for an update on that too. But yeah, as soon as Thursday, maybe I can bring it out then. Yeah, so this kind of approach where I write everything in a lot of layers, and then afterwards I sort of cut away parts. I think that's a good approach if you're stuck on a certain, if you have like a creative block if you're writing a song and you want more dynamics to it. You want more life to it rather than everything just sounding the same all the time. So it's kind of interesting in that I do use a lot of the same sounds here, but I don't get as much of a vibe of like a winter outdoors. Or maybe I do, but it's in a different area. So this to me feels like it's more expansive, like an open, if it's an ice field, it's like an open ice field. Okay, let's see what this next section's like. This is where it kind of gets chill a little more, because there's not too much playing, which gives you more room to introduce other stuff. That's that's a preamble for Teer's theme. And now we're gonna go to I mentioned the mixtape before, so there's a few tracks, and actually last stream I had the numbers sort of out of order, or they weren't renamed to the correct in-game one, so I've renamed all of them so they reflect the ones in-game. So last stream I showed off track 5 and track 1. So I'm gonna show you a few ones this time. Track 2, 3, and 4, which are these ones. Yeah, so I've renamed them now. So in the game you can collect these. You can collect a mixtape, and it has a hidden, I guess, just an alternate bonus soundtrack that you can listen to in game. That's totally different from the main the main soundtrack. Here's one. Here's track 2 here. Wow, headbang, right? Headbang to MIDI. Those chunky palm mutes, huh? MIDI palm mute. Just funny. Yeah, that part loops. I used to be super into... I grew up listening to metal. And I was like all about guitar solos and everything like that. If you peep one of my earlier YouTube videos, there was like this trend before where it was like shit something says or shit girls say, and I did a shit guitarist say, and they were all yeah, it was a funny video. That's probably my video with most views, maybe. There was like Guitar World featured it on their some article that they did. Anyway, it's funny time. I had this character. I mean, it's not a character, it's a totally different person. But his name was Johnny Steele, you know? It's very over the top guitar player dude. And I feel like just people, there's someone in everyone's life who knows that dude. Johnny Steele, yeah. Guitar solo. You know, maybe I'll have, maybe I'll interview him on stream. Wonder how that can work out or something. Let's bring this back. Since we're on the topic of like, yeah, so this was a track I wrote kind of roughly in those days actually, but I didn't do much with it. So since I had the opportunity here and Grapplebug said, you know, have a bunch of music, well, what you would find on a mixtape, this is what stood out to me. So I reformed it a bit for this. I think this is just a piano version. This doesn't do it. Oh well, it's kind of cool. Those are cool arpeggios, huh? With the looming. Yeah. So. You know what? I should find. There was a video of me. I made like a music video for art class using this sort of song in college with me playing the guitar solo of this. I should really dig that up. I'll see if I can dig that up sometime. Here's a chord progression. So it's in C minor. Oh, I used to really love that key. C. Oh, yeah. C minor. I mean, I still do. I'm pretty sure quite a bit of my songs from before are in C minor. And here's the version that you'll hear in the mixtape, which is a more Game Boy NES sort of styled sound to it. Wow, these lead parts here. It's just crazy. It's over the top. What was the name of that track again? Yeah, me and Grapplebug had fun naming these little tracks. The best chiptune ever. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Huh? That part could really just like loop in my head. I had someone tell me that they just have that part looping in their head, and I hope it still loops. The Traveling King. Yeah, it does feel like that. You know, you're going somewhere, and it's I don't know where you're going, but it's important, or you know, you have some style doing it too. Here's the mixtape track 3. This is funny. I'll show you. It says here, repeat 99 times. Imagine getting a sheet music and then they give it to you and you're like, oh, I have to repeat this 99 times. This is the very initial idea for this, where just one idea, and then I tried to expand upon it a little. But at the same time, a lot of these, you know, because it's a mixtape you collect in the game, you have that idea of like a mixtape or a demo tape. They're not all completely finished sounding, but that's kind of like the fun of it also. You get these little snippets. I'll bring this up so you can see the piano bit. Oh, bring it back. This one kind of evolves a bit. It's fun. Because I still have that same lead going on, but now there's, you're adding chords to it. And different rhythm to the chords. Oh, I guess, wait. It says here B flat minor. Did I say C minor before? Did I change, maybe I changed the keys? Yeah, it's B flat minor here. Or that might have been the other track too. That's the chords. I still have that other one in my head. Oh no. I'm not gonna fall asleep. I'm gonna, when I snore, that's what I'm dreaming about. Is that on loop? Here's the more, with all the sounds, non-piano version, the in-game version, basically. Chiptune version. Grapplebug says, oh, we should point out a lot of the mixtape tracks end abruptly because we wanted to capture that vibe of somebody imperfectly assembling a collection of their favorite tracks. Yeah, that's a good point, yeah. Michael says, love your music. Thank you so much. I appreciate you also, spending time here to watch the stream as well. This one's called Shadow Vessel. Yeah, so then it would really, in the game, end abruptly there. And it's just like, great percussion. Oh, thank you. It's a mix of, there's this VST called GameBot. It's a free one, actually. And it uses sort of percussion and noise sounding of noise sounds of the Game Boy, and it's or like trackers, you know, if you're deep into the original sound of those kind of consoles, how they wrote music is using trackers, which is totally different than this sort of software I'm using. You don't have a piano roll like this. It's a lot of numbers and stuff. It's pretty cool what you can do with those things. Okay, and then we're gonna do one more track here. Oh, let's go back to mixtape. Here, add a temporary name to this track. This one kind of has a little somber. I'm gonna mute the, what is it? The arpeggio here. But it's kind of somber sounding. Oh, it's, yeah. The bass is kind of descending. And meanwhile, the lead sounds almost uplifting. There's like a contrast there, harmonically. So that was the sketch of that track. Let's hear a piano version of it. Now I think this one needs soft piano. I'm gonna bust that out again. Wait a minute, is that still on? I think there's a way to I'll just change the velocity. It sounds very, sort of the muffledness is part of labs or the soft piano. Or maybe it's too much. There you go. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, to my YouTubes. And then we'll end that. Here's a chord progression of that. It's F minor. And the bass line descends in that one. You know, I don't love the very nasally lead, but a part of me is just like, that's how some games were. And that has a sort of edgy character to it that I wanted to keep because I felt like it stayed true to the mixtape vision. Where's that synth? Yeah, so we got a square wave, kinda. This one. It's a pulse wave at 50%. This one is... There's a very narrow sounding to it. Actually, if I can bring up... That's what that looks like. So this has a more low end to it, as you can kind of see here. And that's a more very classic sort of sound also. Yeah. How are we for time? Oh, almost nearing it. Anything else on my docket? Yeah. Where can I find the GameBot VST? Yeah, let's do a quick search. GameBot VST. I'll point out the one so you know which one it looks like. It looks like this one. Oh, sorry. Oh, let's get that out of the way. Looks like this one. And a lot of them are kind of like loops. So what you can do is you can take the loops and mix and match them, or you know, like cut it up also in when you turn it into just a waveform. But yeah, it's cool because in a lot of the older consoles, they had a separate channel just for noise, and they used noise in a way to make it sort of percussion. Oh, you're very welcome, World Child. So we're gonna near the end of the stream, and thank you. Well, I'm not ending it yet, but I just wanted to say, you know, thanks for joining. We do have a Kickstarter here, and we're getting on our way. We do have only 12 days to go. How Kickstarter works also is that if we don't reach our goal, then we don't get any of the funding. So yeah, if you can even just send the link to, or send the project so a friend of yours can watch the trailer, or share it on social media, you know, that, or even just interact with us on Twitter. Grapplebug is using a Woten DX on Twitter. You can find it there. And yeah, a lot of that kind of goes a long way too. So let's do the wrap up now. I'm not gonna rap though. That's a different stream. Thank you everyone for the cool stream. I hope you had a good time. And yeah, I hope you see the next one. There's some things I'm gonna prepare for Thursday. I usually sort of announce the streams a day before. So, oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, thank you. I also want the stream to be just a nice place to hang out, you know. You're welcome. It's very nice to see also people that returned to the stream, you know. Oh, you're welcome. You know, thank you. Thanks so much. If you're here last time, I did that thing where it closes in, and then I was like, oh shit, because I was left. That was I like that part of it. So we're gonna do that again. Yeah, we're gonna do that again, but I fixed it this time. Bye everyone. Have a good rest of your day, night. You know. See you next time. Back us on Kickstarter. Oh wait, did not work again. Well, this is awkward. This is awkward. This is awkward. We're gonna try to do this manually. I can never Dead. Okay. Bye. And I'm here again. Lucky you. You're so lucky.